Hey everyone, welcome back to Zavvi's YouTube channel. My name is Sarah and today we are going to talk through the story of Jaws. Now if you do like videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also click that bell notification button so that you never miss an upload. Undoubtedly one of the greatest films of all time, Steven Spielberg's classic thriller Jaws is celebrating its 45th anniversary this year. Praised for its well-crafted story, compelling performances, the way it builds tension and much more, Jaws is filmmaking at its very best and still stands out as exceptional over 4 decades after its original release. Not only was the filmmaking groundbreaking, but so was the way it was marketed and released, becoming the first ever summer blockbuster, setting the template for studios to follow for years to come. It truly was a turning point for cinema, overhauling the Hollywood business model, changing it to the format we are used to now. This is the story of Jaws. Today we are all too used to summer blockbusters, which dominate our multiplexes, action-packed popcorn plazas which star big names and feature plenty of fancy special effects. However, before Jaws, there was no such thing. Ahead of its release in 1975, Americans were ready to be transported to another world, with public spirits low following the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. Looking for escapism, the masses turned towards cinema, with multiplexes popping up across the country ready to welcome them with open arms. And over at Universal Pictures, the studio was noticing the change in times, plotting how exactly to best take advantage of it. Enter 27-year-old burgeoning filmmaker Steven Spielberg, hired just after he completed work on his theatrical feature debut, The Sugarland Express. They gave him a modest budget of $3.5 million and a shooting schedule of 55 days. Of course though, the shoot didn't exactly go to plan, something Jaws has become infamous for. The cast and crew encountered numerous issues, from the mechanical shark constantly breaking down, to the orca starting to sink when the actors got on board, and bad weather would often delay the shoot too. Remember that 55-day shoot schedule? It overran to 159 days. Meanwhile, the budget blew up from $3.5 million to $9 million. Ouch. In an interview reflecting on Jaws, Spielberg would later admit, Jaws should never have been made, it was an impossible effort. The various problems encountered also meant Jaws missed its scheduled release date of Christmas 1974, with Universal moving the project to the summer of '75. And at that time, summer was a dumping ground for movie studios, so they had clearly lost faith in the project. And then a miracle happened. At test screenings, audiences loved what they were shown, so much so that Universal's stock price actually shot up. Realising they could be onto a winner here, the studio embarked on a marketing campaign unlike anything Hollywood had seen before. In an unprecedented move, they spent $1.8 million on marketing, including an unheard of $700,000 on 30-second trailers for TV, what is now known as TV spots. The advertising campaign ensured a trailer aired each night on primetime TV ahead of the film's release, with money also being spent on promoting the popular book the movie was adapted from, tying it into the release. That famous image of the shark approaching the lone female swimmer was everywhere, from the film's poster and book cover to a wide range of merchandise from beach towels to shark costumes and soundtrack albums. Anywhere the studio could place that image of Brucey, they did. Even before the film was released, Jaws was quite simply everywhere. And when it came to releasing the movie, the strategy was equally as ambitious and aggressive. At the time, more high-profile movies would debut in cities, being released across the rest of the country at a later date as part of a wider release. But with Jaws, it opened in an unprecedented 465 cinemas on opening day across America and Canada. It went on to open in hundreds more in the coming weeks. And did the gamble pay off? Oh boy, it really did. Everything about Jaws' box office was record-breaking, making $7 million in the opening weekend and then over $21 million in the first 10 days. It then went on to become the first movie to ever make more than $100 million at the box office. The film reeled the audiences in as they became hooked on Jaws, with many seeing it multiple times in cinemas. But with the way Universal marketed and released the movie, they were ahead of their time. But with Jaws being hugely successful, it was clear the strategy worked, paving the way for other studios to follow suit. Soon, summer blockbuster season happened every single year, with Hollywood spending millions on advertising and wide releases like never before. And of course, that is still the case today, with the focus very much being on building the hype around a movie before it hits the big screen. So not only is Jaws one of the best films ever made, but it also changed the history of cinema, being a defining force in shaping entertainment as we know it. So what do you guys think of the hit film Jaws? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell notification button so that you never miss an upload. And I have been Sarah, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.